नहीं यार वो ये क्रेन जो दिख रहा है और ये क्या बीच में इसका देखो अरे इतना नजदीक है यार ये तो नहीं खड़े में खड़े खड़े में खड़े में इधर देखना चाहिए चलिए दोस्त जुड़ जाइए बाकी नहीं जा रही 6 लोगों की वाचिंग है, कमेंट नहीं आ रहा किसी का। कमेंट कर दीजिए भाई जो जुड़े हैं प्लीज़। जो जुड़े हैं कमेंट कर दीजिए कहाँ से जुड़े हैं मेरे भाई, और कोई पहचानता हो तो बताइए कि कौन सी जगह है। बता सकता है कमेंट में या कौन सी जगह है? चलिए अब शायद पहचान में आएगा। बताइए कौन सी जगह है, कमेंट में बताइए कौन सी जगह है।
If that is acceptable to you,
आपने निकाला था ना ये
5 लोगों की वाचिंग है, कमेंट किसी का नहीं आ रहा है। लाइक कर दीजिए प्लीज़। ज़रा कमेंट में बताइए या कौन सी जगह है।
वो है, हाँ वो है, ये तो छोटा लग रहा है एकदम। हाँ ये तो शीशे वाला, राइट राइट राइट, वो है वो। नहीं नहीं वो बड़ा वाला, बड़ा लगे हैं उसके। वो है।
We request everyone to take seat.
चलो काम चालू।
I think I'll rather say cut.
We request everyone to settle down fast. So good afternoon everyone. In the afternoon session we are going to focus on LNG and petrochemicals. We are running around 35 minutes behind schedule. So we expect to close the proceedings around 6 o'clock. Just one request, if you can, unless there is a pressing question, please ask the questions to our speakers offline. They would be available after their presentation in the tea coffee area. So please do utilize that opportunity. At best, we will be taking one question only per session, just so that we finish on time and do not delay beyond 6 p.m. With that, I would like to invite Kenneth Fu and Jishin for the presentation on the LNG market. Okay, so there's a change. So Suyash would be taking the presentation on LNG along with Jishin.
चलिए फटाफट कमेंट कीजिए।
Hello, good afternoon. Myself is Shyamji. I am the senior editor in LNG pricing team. I look after the markets in South Asia as well as the Middle East, focusing on our benchmarks, JKM and Mr.shyamjivlog. So these are some of the key benchmarks that we publish. JKM is of course the global benchmark for LNG pricing, primarily looking at the price for cargoes being delivered to Northeast Asia. We have West India marker, which is the benchmark price for cargoes being delivered to West Indian ports. We also have a Middle East marker and Northwest European marker, which has gained a lot of importance, especially since the war broke out in Europe. And we have, of course, the Gulf Coast marker for FOB price from Gulf Coast. And we have the Southeast Asia market as well, which looks at prices for LNG cargoes being delivered to Southeast Asia, primarily Thailand. So just to have a brief discussion on how the prices and how the market has moved, especially in the last 1.5 years. So we had a huge surge in prices when the war broke out in Europe. Market has now at least adjusted much more in 2023, but there are two primary things that market still is trying to adjust to. One is the supply outages that sometimes emerge in Norway and as well as in Australia. So last year we had the strike in Australia, which led to a huge, or rather the possibility of a strike in Australia, which led to a huge surge in prices. And this year we had some issues with Gorgon and Wheatstone. In Norway we have had issues with Hammerfest. So these are the primary issues that have led to a surge in prices. On the demand side, what we have typically seen is a huge surge in the summer procurement that has happened. And if you look at some very particular case, Egypt has gone from being a pure exporter to now being a very heavy importer of LNG. India as well, we were not expecting, the market was not expecting a big jump in terms of summer procurement. It was expected to be more, spread out in the summer. But what we saw was a huge jump in towards the end of May, because the consumption in the power sector was much higher than what people were expecting. So, in terms of flow of trade, what we have seen is because of the war between Israel and Palestine, what we have seen is Suez Canal is not really available. When the spot prices are actually much lower than some of the Indian prices that people refer to very often, which is also your domestic prices, ceiling price, also your domestic prices, ceiling price. The spot price is actually lower than the ceiling price for HPHT gas, and the spot price is also much lower. If you look at the contract that India has with Qatar Energy, the spot price is actually much lower, in some instances even $2.5 lower than the term contract prices. As far as tenders are concerned, the